Alright. What's up, YouTube? This is day number 5 of journey to becoming a profitable trader. It's mad, man. It feels like I've been doing this for ages already, but it's only day 5. But yeah, I'm gonna read my entry. So day 5, another difficult back testing session. It's very easy to become overwhelmed, and I have been. The strategy is very open and both-sided, and unless you have a firm bias, it's very easy to get lost in the price action. I still feel confident in it. Watching Liquidity University makes it look so clear and straightforward. But I know that this is part of the learning journey. Things often feel complicated before they feel simple. I'm glad I'm documenting this clearly too, because it was only 2 days ago that I felt confident. Again, it's helping me see the bigger picture. Literally, just like I said just now, like, I can't believe it's only been 5 days since I started doing these journey and following logs. And it's mad, like 5 days is nothing. And yeah, like I said in that, like, it was only a couple of days ago where I took them forward testing hypothetical trades, and I felt so confident taking them, and everything made so much sense, and it was so clear. And it's only been 2 days since then, and now everything doesn't make sense. So I'm glad that I've logged this, because yeah, it just shows that, like, it's all ups and downs, and it's like it can be clear, because I know that I've felt and I've seen that it's clear. So yeah, I think my biggest downfall at the moment is just finding the right ranges within the price action, because I know that I'm looking at the fractal nature of the market, like waves within waves. It's just hard to be like, okay, I'm in this wave, but I'm in this miniature wave, and this big wave is bearish, but this miniature wave is bullish, and it's just like, it's quite hard. But I think figuring out, to be honest, really, I think the thing that made it clear before that I got started looking at this whole liquidity concept was that market structure can be quite clear when you really break it down. You're just looking at rates of structure, and it's hard because you don't want to complicate it with too many time frames, but you need the higher, you need the middle, and you need the lower, like, or at least the higher and the lower. And then it's just looking at the legs of that. And then, what was I going to say? The other thing that's helpful to remember as well is that liquidity, it moves in cycles. So I've heard a few people say this now, that it goes from external to internal. So once the external liquidity has been taken, the internal liquidity gets taken, and then the external, and then the internal, and the external. So that's the thing. I think that's the thing that's throwing me off. I'm not clear as to what range I'm looking at. But I feel like realistically I've got a very good grasp on market structure. So, and I did write this a while ago. It's mad because it's come all the way back around, but like, I wrote a while ago. Let me see if I've got my book. But I wrote a while ago that I think that I only need 2 concepts to be profitable, and that's market structure and liquidity. This was even before I started learning, like, the inducement concepts. Oh, okay, no, wait. So I wrote a few things, actually. I wrote, I put, you don't need to know every concept to make money, just master a few things. I put market structure, all time frames, POIs, so like PD arrays, order blocks, fair value gaps, breaker blocks, and then liquidity. And then I did put as well psychology, because of course that's a real tough one as well, like getting in trades, being confident, holding it, and having your mind open, and being able to flow. But yeah, man, I think the past few times, that's well, the past 2 days really of. I did do some back testing today. I'm not going to upload it because it was just shit again, and I don't feel that it's necessary actually to keep uploading shit back tests. Because realistically, looking back at that, it's not going to help me really learn. I learn better from looking at the ones where I do good, and I'm like, okay, why did that work? Whereas the old ones, I'm just like, okay, yeah, you're lost. Yeah, you're lost. But yeah, I think it's just simple market structure. I just need to look at a specific time frame, have my higher, middle, and lower. So, for example, my 1 minute 15 an hour, and then it's like, okay, where was the last break of structure? So that's the range. The thing that broke the last structure is the range of external liquidity, and then we drop down. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I need to do a video where I'm just really breaking down the market structure first and getting a solid grip of, okay, this is the range that I'm in. I've also been thinking about like tweaking little things on my TradingView thing, like the boxes and the circles and the lines and stuff like that. I feel like I need to just, some of them I could just delete and just really simplify it and just be like, okay, I use this to mark out this. Do you know what I mean? Once I've got all the things that clearly make sense for me to be like, when I see it, it's like, okay, that means that. And then once I've got them all in place, it's like, I don't need to rethink about it. I know what range I'm in, I know where I'm trading, I know that this is the external, this is the internal. Like, they're all the liquidity things that I'm looking at. And like I was saying, or like I wrote in that, the guy that I've been watching, the mentor that I've been learning from for this concept, he makes it seem so straightforward and simple, and I know that that's just part of really grasping the concept. And it's mad because I felt like I keep switching mentors along this way. Like these people don't know that they're my mentors. Well, except for Magnus actually, because I'm in their Discord. But I've followed even from early on, like Doyle Exchange, followed like Photon Trading. Like he was such a massive one for me when I was starting. Doyle Exchange was massive. Photon, I used to watch this guy called Juvia, but he doesn't really trade supply and demand. I found there's a few other supply and demand traders, but they were the main two, Doyle Exchange from Photon, and then I found Ario, who teaches ICT concepts, but he makes it his own, and then Magnus Damini teaches supply and demand mixed with ICT concepts and fair value gaps and stuff, and I like that. But because I'm so used to trading supply and demand, like just trading fair value gaps is like, it doesn't make sense in my head. It's a bit of too much of a step. Whereas learning this liquidity stuff, liquidity inducement and stuff, it kind of lines up with supply and demand, and it lines up with, like I've said before, I feel like I've said this before, but it lines up with my old strategy of just having the fib there, because it was like stabilizers on a bike, but I didn't know that I was trading liquidity, but I was. And I think that's the thing, like I was saying earlier, stuff has to get complicated before it gets simple again. And because I started off with such a simple approach that was just really mechanical and really straightforward, now that I'm ready to learn the deeper meaning of it, it has to become advanced, it has to become complex again. I have to lose my knowledge to regain my knowledge, type thing. So yeah, man, I'm being patient with it. This is only day 5. But yeah, we continue. It's Saturday. I probably won't do an upload tomorrow. It's Sunday, plus I've got a job to do in London, so I'm not going to be really on my laptop. So yeah, probably my next day is going to be Monday. But yeah, don't know what that was.